We cover everything from fat loss and health and wellness to the science of lifestyle design.
We started Fasting for Life because of how fasting has transformed our lives, and we hope to share the tools that we have learned along the way. Hey everyone, just a quick message here before we hop into today's question and answer episode. Tomorrow is day one of the 7-day fasting ramp up challenge, January 12th. It is the launch of the challenges for the 2022 calendar year. We are super excited. Dare I say it is going to be the best challenge yet. Today's episode focuses on some of the questions that we get in between the challenges and during the challenges that could really shed some light on getting you the answers that you need in real time. So Tommy, as reflecting back on 2021 and the amazing results of average of 8 pounds lost and breakthroughs and plateaus demolished and maintenance reached. The focus on the Q&A sessions during the 7 days is really what we feel moves the needle.
Yeah, it's been incredible because, it doesn't really matter where you're coming to fasting or like where you are in your fasting journey. If you're a beginner or you're more advanced, there's going to be questions all along the way. And those questions, they change throughout your journey. So being able to get answers to those, especially as you're going through something that's pushing you to new heights. Like maybe it's now your new longest fast, or maybe you just push through a long-term weight loss plateau, or maybe now you understand what you're dealing with every time you go to actually break your fast, and maybe there's some emotional connections that keep coming up, some patterns, right? But understanding what those look like in real time, especially while we're going through the science and the psychology of it, again, in real time every single day, that can be the difference between, kind of stagnating or plateauing versus breaking through and getting to the next step. And that's what the challenge is all about.
Absolutely. And focusing on those Q&As every single day, you get the replays, you get the videos, you get the audios, you can take them with you on your walks. We are there with you every step of the way. It is a vow that we think we've kept our promise to, which is we answer every single question during those 7 days and give you the support that you need. So the action step for today's intro to today's question and answer episode is go get signed up for the challenge. It starts tomorrow. Don't miss out. You can go to the show notes or www.thefastingforlife.com/live. And now on to today's episode. Hey everyone, welcome to the Fasting for Life podcast. My name is Dr. Scott Whiteyer, and I'm here as always with my good friend and colleague Tommy Welling. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Hey Scott, how are you?
Doing fantastic, my friend. Today we're going to do a listener Q&A. I'm not sure if it's the holidays or the most recent challenge or what is happening, but man, the contact us is the info at questions, the messages on Facebook, in the Fasting for Life community group. There's just been a ton of questions. So we're going to pick out some of the ones that we feel, or we have picked out some of the ones that we feel can be impactful and we've seen repeats on. So today is going to be a listener Q&A. And as you know, growing up, going through school, there is no question is a bad question. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out to us, info@thefastingforlife.com. If you're new to the podcast, you can head to the website, thefastingforlife.com. We have a free fast start guide. It's a simple 6-step PDF to put 1 meal a day fasting into your day-to-day life. And it is the thing that we first originally created and is still going strong, getting people results. So, Tommy, what question do you want to start with today, sir? I'm going to pong it over to you because I know we have our list, and I typically will be the governor here. But where do you want to start?
I think we should start with breaking the fast. There can be a lot of points of concern or points of confusion that maybe we can lend a little clarity on about breaking a fast.
So frame out because this came from a conversation between two people in our group, and I think it was good perspective, but frame out what the construct was and what the actual question was, or the concern, I should say, with breaking the fast.
Yeah, it's like going into the fast and then having some fear around the actual breaking, like when will I, how will I do it? I have some concerns about my own eating behavior, my own eating patterns, and she said, it can be hard to break the fast sometimes. Often I'm afraid if I start eating, I won't stop, or I'll want to see a fasting time like a new PR, a new personal record, or a new best time, or one that beats somebody else in the group or one of my friends. And just not knowing exactly what you're going to do, kind of having that clarity of what the purpose of the fast was, and that confidence that during your actual eating window you're going to do,
and the conversation. So breaking a fast for addressing the concern of always having to or wanting to climb Mount Everest every time, meaning like you've hit the PR, all right, I did it, now I did 24 hours, now I want to do 26, I did 26, I want to do 28, I did 28, I want to do 30.
Yeah.
Somebody in the group's doing a 5-day fast. Oh, well, I want to do a 7, right? So I hear a little bit of competitiveness, and that reminds me of my loving wife, Megan, where she has that competitive edge, where for me, I'm like, I don't care, you can win, that's fine. Like, I don't have that, competitive, like, with certain things, but not in everything, right? Where she might be a little bit more competitive in everything.
Maybe.
Maybe. This is just, I don't know who said it, wasn't me. But with that, I feel that we may be setting the expectations of what we're expecting of our fasting lifestyle a little bit too high. So the idea with fasting is not to create this restrictive kind of competitive environment where it's like, oh, I gotta break it next time. It's really being strategic with using different varying fasting windows or fast cycling to use time 72 hours and less, because we get the protective metabolism protection there. We get our protection of our resting metabolic rate. We're going to talk about that in a minute from another question that came in from a listener. But it always goes back to me is there's conviction and clarity. So going back to what is my plan for the week, and is this plan moving me closer or farther away from my goal? So it sounds like to me, if you're always wanting to just push it the next time, really making sure that you have a plan that you can commit to ahead of time, and removing that decision to have an open-ended fast.
Yeah, that open-ended fast, that can be a slippery slope. But what you just said there about kind of like having that plan for what you're going to be doing with that fast. Like if you think about it, you can't just endlessly hit new longer fasts. I mean, I guess technically like you could for a long time. But would you really want to? Is it serving you and your psychology and your physiology and your goals the best, or could it be potentially setting yourself up for losses, like for misstarts and for failure or failed timer hits that add up over time, where you say, okay, I really want to hit a new PR this time. And my longest fast before was a 36-hour fast. I really want to do something beyond that. And then, so if you keep pushing it, and you're not hitting the end goal that you set out for yourself, that's a mark against you, right? And those things, we remember those things. They start to wire together. And then, if we're consistently not hitting the goal that we actually set out for, then we get into a bad pattern, and that's going to lead to negative results, not getting farther towards our goals.
Yeah, the one other layered thing here too is where it was the concern about if I start eating, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stop. So that's a different conversation, and it can feed into that feeling of always wanting to push. So what we really encourage most people to do is to stick to the plan, right? So use the varying windows based on your life and your schedule. So if you have a date night, you have a dinner, say your son's away at college,